Folks, this is my experience of a transit trail running adventure in Kuala Lumpur. For this adventure, I only had 5 hours and 50 minutes and I had a really good time. So I ran on some fairly quiet roads. I think I landed at about 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. So that definitely helped. It might have been a weekend. And then after the roads, I came to these incredibly beautiful fields, which I'll show you where they are in a moment. And that was just really lovely to run on. Fairly stable terrain, very beautiful. Didn't see any cars, only saw a couple of people. They didn't seem to mind that I was running in that area. And at the end, I got some amazing roti bread, which was just fantastic. And I was able to pay for that on my Visa or MasterCard just by tapping with my phone. And the restaurant has Wi-Fi if you need to find another way to pay. I'm sure they would be quite accommodating. And that's just the incredible roti being made. It's so lovely to get out of the airport and try some local cuisine. I think I paid $5 for 3 roti breads and a smoothie, and maybe I also got a chai as well. So that's $5 Australian, fairly cheap. So I arrived at 6 a.m. My flight landed at 6 a.m., I believe, at Terminal 1, and then I departed at 11:50 a.m. from the same terminal. So I had 5 hours and 50 minutes between my flights. When you arrive, you need to fill in a Malaysia digital arrival card. If you can do this beforehand, this will help so much. Particularly if you don't have a local SIM card or you're not using your data, it's going to make it a lot easier because getting on their Wi-Fi sometimes takes a little bit of time. There is a QR code there on the screen, which may or may not work when you're watching this video. No guarantees, but you can look up MDAC and probably do it 24, 48 hours before you arrive. So the adventure is achievable without a local SIM, but do carry a phone in case of emergency. You do need to tell them a hotel that you might intend on staying at or visiting at some point. Not exactly sure how that works, but you have to put in an address. And then if you're from Australia or one of the other countries with a certain type of digital passport thing, you can just scan yourself out. You actually don't have to talk to anyone, and you can scan yourself back in to the airport without talking to anyone as well, which is just fantastic. It speeds the process up so much. On the way back, when I escaped from the airport for a little bit, I was very stressed because I saw a massive queue, but then I remembered that I could just scan my Australian passport. The first scanner didn't work, but the second one did. So in terms of getting organized, at 6:09, I must have got off that flight quite early somehow because the time that I have on my photo is 6:09. Maybe it landed 20 or 30 minutes early. I was catching an internal train within Terminal 1 to get to this luggage storage and like entering Malaysia area. Now this got me confused because on the way back I forgot which terminal was which, and I thought I'd changed terminals on the way and I had to do it on the way back. But anyway, we'll talk about that soon. So I believe that you can only enter Malaysia from Terminal 1, but the good running places... at least the running places that I went to that I know are good are near Terminal 2. And that's not based on Strava heat map. That's not based on what I've seen other people do. It's basically just based on my own running experience, which is very limited to about 12 kilometers in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur at this point in time. In the future, what I would do from Terminal 1, I would probably just take the free bus to Terminal 2. That comes every like 5 or 10 minutes, and it's kind of simple. That would get you to Terminal 2, and then you can set out for your running there because you have to cross some hectic roads and there is no pedestrian infrastructure for these crossings. So I would after exiting at Terminal 1, I would catch a free bus to Terminal 2. Then from Terminal 2, I'd go for a run. Then I would catch a free bus back to the Long Term Carpark, and I would go to this food place that you saw here, which I'll pop up on the map in a moment. That's in KLIA downtown. And then I would walk back to the long-term car park, or run back to the long-term car park probably, because I'll be disorganized and my flight will be really soon. And then I'd catch a bus back to Terminal 1 and pick up my luggage. Luggage storage, this was a fantastic part of the journey. 15 ringgit, I can't remember what that translates, what that converts to in AUD or US dollars, but it's only a few dollars. You can tap your card. You just have to, you don't even have to like remember anything. So I put in all my stuff, you put in your phone number and then you pick a color. And then when you come back, you got to put in your phone number and pick the same color. And then it will just pop open the locker that your things are stored in. Excellent system. So I ended up running 11.8K. It took me a while, partially because I was probably quite tired and I didn't quite know where I was going. And this was departing Terminal 1, which had a lot of tricky road crossings. If you do leave from Terminal 1, you can go through this hotel. There's a hotel that's like kind of connected. So if you take the air bridge through that, you can skip a lot of road crossings. But even when you exit that hotel, there's still just no pedestrian infrastructure and there's no one walking. And it's still nice. It's just one of those kind of like grassy areas where you can't always predict the surface. So it's like ripe for rolling an ankle. So just be really careful there. In future, I would definitely bus out to Terminal 2 to explore this kind of north western corner of the airport, I believe. Oh, okay. And here is a map. Let's see. I don't know if I can draw on this. What if I hit that and turn on the pen? Okay. So you might land, I think I probably landed here and then I caught a train there on the way, and then luggage storage is just here. Then what I would do is I would catch the bus which goes all the way back here, and you'll still be, once you've entered Malaysia, you're not going to need to like go through customs or security again. Then you can run in here. That would be my suggestion. And this is just quiet and fun and gorgeous and tranquil. Really, really gorgeous running. Then I would catch the bus back to the long-term car park here. And I would walk up here, get my food. Unless you're loaded and you want to spend $20 or $30 on a taxi, and you might need to, you'll then want to walk back to the long-term car park and catch a free bus. Bus goes up around here from recollection, down here and up around there. That's right. And you'll end there, and then you'll need to enter back into Malaysia. On the way back, I made the mistake of accidentally catching the train back here. And then an hour before my flight, I had to catch a train back again. It was very stressful, but I still made it. So that's a kind of journey that I would suggest here. Now, taxis and Grabs are super expensive to even get the couple of kilometers from here down to the airport. And I guess that's because there's some kind of airport fee, and I couldn't work out a way. I was wondering if I could go to this hotel called Summer and that would be cheaper, but that didn't seem to be the case. If you are, and I'll see if I can erase all, excellent. If you are just wanting to get food, which is what I did on the way back, all you need to do is, and I would probably just take the bus here, bus to the long-term car park. It might even go here first and then to the long-term car park. And I'd say that's okay, because crossing this road, crossing this road, not very fun. And then you walk on this side of the road, I believe is best. That's what I did, to KLIA downtown. It's very separated where you walk here. It's not like gorgeous, but it's gets you to amazing food. And this is where all the local Grab drivers eat. People are super friendly, up for a chat, and you can pay for your food on card and join their Wi-Fi network when you're there. Okay, so let's jump to the next slide. Okay, so as I alluded to before, on the way back, I ended up at the wrong terminal 1 hour before my flight. I was really tired and confused. I could have absolutely missed the flight. I had 3 hours, 55 minutes on the return leg. I think that would have been enough if I was just fairly confident in where I was going and I had actually known which terminal that I was going to on the way back. So, I mean, it's up to you whether you want to take that gamble. Even being at the wrong terminal 1 hour before with my bags already checked in, I still managed to get, with a bit of extra running, I managed to get to the gate with at least 15 minutes to spare. So it depends how close you want to play it. A couple other things to note that have come to mind. At the terminals, you can, of course, change. You will need to change. I had to ask a person in the bathrooms for a blue bin liner bag to put my dirty clothes into, which was kind of awkward, but I just showed him a photo and I looked sweaty and gross and he got the message. You could shower at Summer, and that might be, really good value if there's a couple of you going and you get to split the cost and just get a hotel for a really short period of time. So they're used to doing that kind of thing. Or if you have a lounge pass, that would potentially be a really good way of doing it. If you got for me, I had a short leg straight after and I covered myself in deodorant and that sort of worked well enough for me. Yeah, I'd be really interested in exploring further to the right on this map. I did find like a sort of really nice looking park area, but they do make it a little bit hard to kind of get far out of the airport. I know there are public buses, so if you have local currency, that would help. The local train is a bit of an investment. I think we're talking 25, 30 US dollars, maybe 20, 25 US dollars to get to the city on the train. And the train is fast. Like by the time you catch a long-term car park bus and then walk up to the food place here, it's and go back, you probably could have got into KL. But it's not the same adventure, right? If you're going about it without using your own legs. Just to show you on Strava, this is exactly where I ran, and I can put the activity link in the description. And again, I wouldn't really pick to do this first part again. Like this part here was fine, but then crossing this road and particularly crossing these roads here, I believe probably this one and the area. Yes, there we go. So this part was not great. I had to turn back because I couldn't get past that creek. And this crossing also not good. This crossing not great. This crossing okay, but not amazing. So this whole area here, if you can avoid it a little bit, that would be best. But this area, this stuff through the green fields, this is just gorgeous. This was so pretty. You can see here, that's one of the photos that I showed you earlier. It's not coming up very large. And it's easy enough to navigate in that area. So if you started from KLIA 2, I'm sure that you could probably, there's probably some kind of like sky bridge here to a car park or something. You might be able to find a way to cross these roads safely and then run in this area up here. And I know that on the Strava heat map, which I don't think I can overlay at the moment, but yeah, on the Strava heat map, there's also a lot of running that seems to happen around this area too, if you want to extend it a bit further. So I reckon all these are plantation fields and that you could probably go through them for quite a long time. It's not urban at all. So if you have a longer stopover, I really suggest go explore this area and have a whole heap of fun and be safe and let me know about your journey.